What's happening, guys? It's Nick. I promised you guys 30 days of solo training drills. 30 days starts right now. Do yourself a favor, grab onto a collie stick or a training blade, and if you don't have either one, well, you can go unarmed. This particular concept applies across all three platforms. Today we're going to take a little bit of time and we're going to be talking about something called PIA, Progressive Indirect Attack. It's of the 5 methods of attack in the Jeet Kune or the JKD terminology, although it's shared kind of across the board by many combative systems. We just call it PIA in the JKD methodology for simplicity's sake. Okay, the concept behind a progressive indirect attack, let's first talk about this. We're trying to bridge the distance, right? We're trying to close the gap and apply pressure, meaning you're starting out far away from somebody. You don't want to just walk on in because you're probably going to get hit. So how do we come on in and occupy particular lines while we close the distance, putting us in range to be able to get on the offensive? The first thing we want to take a look at before we even get into the lesson part is the particular motion. You guys have seen me do this thing called the witik, right? Where the stick goes out and comes right back in. And sometimes I go that high, sometimes we go in this middle line, sometimes we go low, like towards the kneecap, right? So we got the high, middle, and low. The lob tick would mean that I'm following through the angle. The witik means I go halfway and then I retract it right back, okay? So we're gonna be working with the witik. It's part of the reason why I've been doing that so much. Hopefully you guys have followed along with me on that. So the first thing we do is we first practice the elevation change with our body, right? So we have the stick. It can go through all three, but none of these changed, right? So we wanna move the elevation in our body as well. So we go high, we squat down a little bit, we go in the middle, we squat down even more, we go low, okay? So we have high, middle, and low. High, middle, and low, okay? Kind of face the camera so you guys can see that here. We go high, squat halfway, middle, squat halfway, low. So we go 1, 2, and 3, okay? And all of those retracting back, you saw how that works. Second thing that we need to have is that forward constant pressure, right? So we're bridging that distance. Take a few steps away from the camera because I don't want to kill the camera. Here we go. So when I have this particular motion, we can go high and then low and then back high. High, low, and high. High, low, back up high. And you can see I take a half a step forward on each particular one. High, low, and high. And I constantly bridge the distance. Conversely, we can do just the opposite. We can go low, high, and then back to low. Low, high, and back to low. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So we have this high, low, high concept. You can also do angle changes and all kinds of other things. For right now, we'll just stick to the elevation. The same thing applies to the blade. We can do the same exact motion. You can go high, go low, go high. All right? So we have 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Or the opposite, we go low, back high, back low. So it'll look like this, 1, 2, and 3. The idea behind it is that we're trying to fake one line. If I go low and somebody defends that line, then I can attack successfully high. If I go high and they defend that line, I can now successfully go down low. So these elevation changes open an opportunity to strike and be on the offensive. Unarmed, we have to think about this the same way. Keeping in the same front hand for right now, I can go high, low, and back high in the JKD terms. Buji, pinchoi, guachoi, right? So I jab, low jab, back fist, right? So we have the high, low, and high. High, low, and high. We can also change our tool, meaning I can go high, get that groin kick in there for the low, and back high. High, low, and high. Or we can go low, high, and then back low. Okay, so you can bring in both hands and feet, work those elevations. What I want you guys to do is do that with the stick, do that with the knife, do that unarmed. Progressive indirect attack, constant elevation changes. Best way to do this, honestly, is either by shadow boxing it or by putting it onto a bag. The bag swings, and so that'll give you some distance changes that you have to be in tune with right away. Big help to have those things. If not, just do it like I'm doing right now. Out in open air, start working on that squatting motion, being able to fake that first line, and involving multiple lines. All right, guys, try that out. That's day one. I'll see you guys in the next one.